Hi everybody, this is Dr. Whipple. It's good to talk to you again. I hope you all had a wonderful spring break. As I look out the window of my office here, the sort of leaf buds are budding out and there are little leaves on the trees, and I hope you are all enjoying this weather that finally seems to show some kind of promise of spring. I'm talking to you today about two things. One thing is paper number four rather, and the other is a due date adjustment rather than a change. And so let me talk about the due date adjustment first. On the syllabus, the due date for paper number four was listed as March the 23rd, which is this Wednesday, the day after tomorrow. The date, however, on the assignment was March 21st, which is today. In order to give you the benefit, because of that discrepancy, and in order to give you everybody the benefit of the doubt, I've changed but all the assignments and all of the syllabi references to show that the paper 4 is now due on Wednesday, March 23rd. So this gives you a little extra time. Great. If you've already turned it in, fine. If you want to revise it, you have that extra time to revise it as well. I'd like to talk just a little bit about paper number number four. I'm sorry. As we talked about, it's either a keynote or a PowerPoint or a EduCreations video or a video. And I've gotten a couple already, and some are videos, some are PowerPoints. One's a very nice Prezi, actually. The primary point is that it needs to be mediated, okay, because you're talking about media. The assignment is to talk about 5 things that anybody writing with multimedia ought to know or ought to do or be aware of. And this is particularly important because you guys have been working with mediated stuff, either reading it like the snow falling article, or creating it, such as the intro video or project number 1, since the beginning of the class. So I just want to mention a few things that I think you should know before you create your video. Okay, thing number 1 is make a script. Make a script. Don't do this off the top of your head if you're doing a video. Make a script and follow it. If you've got a voiceover on a keynote or a PowerPoint or a Prezi, that's fine. Just make sure that you make a script and follow it. I mean, reading from a script is kind of interesting because you sound a lot more sure of yourself, but on the other hand, you can read from a script in a monotone and sound sort of dead and blah too. So I'd like you to make sure that you sort of emote, that you sound excited or interesting about what you're talking about. You don't have to come off like a radio disc jockey, but you do have to come off as sounding sort of interested and engaged in what you're talking about, either on a video or in a voiceover audio. Okay. The second thing is make it clear. It would be great if you had graphics, either typed graphics or holding up a sign or something that gives the words for your 5 suggestions. So if one of your suggestions is make sure your graphics are appropriate, then you could, if you're doing a video, you could hold up a sign that says make sure your graphics are appropriate, or you could simply caption that in your video, or you could just include that as text in your keynote or your PowerPoint. Make sure, however, if you're holding up a sign, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, that the picture is bold, okay, so that you can read it. Just plain black ballpoint pen on a piece of notebook paper or on a legal pad, well, it's going to look kind of amateurish, but it's also not going to be very readable if you hold it up in front of a screen. Okay, take my word for this. Okay, so print it and maybe print your suggestions in bold on a piece of paper, and then maybe tape or glue that piece of paper to a piece of cardboard so it's not flopping around in your hands, and you have a nice sign to hold up. Thing number 2, make sure your graphics are appropriate. There's your example. That's pretty much what I wanted to say about paper number 4. I've seen a couple already, and I'm really impressed with your sense of creativity and the ideas that you're coming up with. Please make sure that you are as specific as possible. Okay, don't say just have good graphics. A PowerPoint, for example, if you're doing a PowerPoint, having 5 PowerPoints, one said do this, do that, do this, do that. You do need some discussion. in between. You need some discussion of why these things are important and maybe not other things. Okay, so you do need discussion. Your readers rather need to know why you think these are important. Okay, they need rationale. They need you as a human, but you remember we were talking about sort of the human touch and the personal touch all throughout the semester. So they need that human touch, that human who pays enough attention, who cares enough to take the time to pay attention to you or the reader, to talk to you as a person, as a normal human person, not preaching at you, but just sort of talking and saying, here, my friend, are the reasons that I believe X and Y and Z. Okay? Thank you very much. Again, I hope you enjoy the rest of the day and the week. I hope we have good weather this week and no snow like we had last weekend. If you have any other questions, you know my email, you know my phone number. I'll be happy to talk to you. I will be in for office hours this week, and I'll be happy to see you then. Okay? Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, everybody.